Sustainable transformation beyond digitalization of the energy, metal and mining sector in India. Presented by Dassault Systems, the 3D Experience Company.
As the economy emerges out of the shock of the second wave of the pandemic, the energy and material sector is poised to drive the economic growth with increased consumption, demand and quest for renewable alternatives. Dassault Systems, the 3D Experience Company, has been working with several companies in the energy and materials industry worldwide, providing digital continuity and a collaborative business experience platform. The company has joined the European Green Digital Coalition as founding member. A first-of-its-kind coalition emphasizes the key role of technology in the green and digital transformation of economy. Announcing its foray in the energy and materials industry in India, Dassault Systems hosted a virtual event titled Sustainable Transformation Beyond Digitalization of the Energy, Metal and Mining Sector in India to help these companies embrace business transformation by rethinking their entire organization and the processes across their value chains. The event provided a platform to engage with key executives from the government, industry and customers to explore their business transformation journey. In his welcome address, Deepak N.G., Managing Director, India, Dassault Systems, spoke about the role of the government policies, role of technology and Dassault Systems initiatives to help the energy and material sector in driving the economic growth of the nation.
So to support that, government has come up with many good policies, initiatives. So if I have to take some examples on energy, how we can actually focus on renewable energy and how solar, wind can also play a major role in this, or wind energy can contribute. So keeping all that in mind, the companies and the organizations in India are considering the adoption of technology or enhancing the adoption of technology more than what it used to be. It's not only to enhance their business processes, but also it is becoming a need considering or rather associated to the current challenges what we are going through, pandemic. Now to support that, we at Dassault Systems have created a special focus on our product portfolios and solutions to contribute and help these organizations to leverage the technology to support their business processes and create a collaborative environment for their day-to-day business as well as communication and governance. So to do that, we have to hear from key industry leaders. And today, I'm happy to say that we have thought leaders from the industry, domain experts, sharing their views and thoughts on how this particular segment or the industry is looking ahead. We have speakers from Tata Steel, speakers from Renew Power, JSW, Accenture, and our own industry domain experts from Dassault Systems.
Florence Verzelin, Executive Vice President, Industry, Marketing and Sustainability, Dassault Systems, spoke about the opportunities that lie in the Indian E&M sector and also discussed the steps companies need to take to ensure the sustainability of natural resources.
Trend is that companies will need to transform from specialties and commodities providers to circular, sustainable solutions providers. What does that mean? It means that recycling and decarbonization are not going to be a nice to have anymore in the materials and chemical industry. It is progressively becoming a prerequisite, a license to operate. To create recyclable products and decarbonize their production processes, companies will need to innovate to make their products recyclable by design, and they also will have to create new materials. And this is not fiction. This is already happening. All the big companies are currently showing the way. Dow Chemicals. Dow Chemicals have committed that they will enable 1 million metric tons of plastic to be collected, reused or recycled by 2030. As of 2025, BASF aims to produce 250,000 metric tons of recycled and waste-based raw materials annually. The sector is also committed to decarbonizing its process and operation. Again, all the big names are doing it. ArcelorMittal has committed to become net zero by 2050. Heidelberg Cement is currently building its first carbon neutral plant. Very important trend. The second important trend is for extraction industries. They will have to go from extraction to sustainable governance of Earth resources. Why? Because we need more mineral resources for clean energy, but we also need to extract them in a different way. We need to produce minerals that will support circularity and increase their green efficiency and the transparency in the production process. Third trend that is going to have a huge impact is a change of business models for oil and gas companies. Most of oil and gas companies will have to transform from conventional energy to low impact energy companies. And it has already begun. Low carbon investment of oil and gas companies is already important, but it will probably increase even more in the years to come. Because oil and gas companies are directing their investment really to do two things: reducing the emissions of their current operation products and investing in diversification. Well, probably the best example of that is Total, going from Total to Total Energy and committing to renewable energy.
The conclave delved into industry-specific conversations, starting with the renewable resources industry. Balaram Mehta, COO, Renew Power, outlined the importance of shifting from a carbon-centric economy to a renewable-centric economy and highlighted what is needed to ensure the sustainability of renewable resources in the future.
Further future, because whatever has happened, but then looking into 175 gigawatt and then finally extending up to 350 gigawatt by 2030, it's a huge work which has to be done in this field, along with having a very good machine, very good solar modules, a controlled cost, and then important over here is our transmission network, because as I told, the objective of auction is to transmit that power from windy states to the non-windy states. And for that, the transmission has a major role to play. And we shouldn't blame the central utilities for it, because there are so many IPPs which are adding the megawatts, but as far as the transmission network is concerned, it's only PGCell which is adding the network. But yes, this is an area which needs to be looked into, otherwise a situation will come that we will exhaust the transmission network. This is one. And the second major issue which will crop up is the grid balancing. The grid is this renewable power is informed power, especially the wind. So grid has to be balanced. So now the technology has a role to play in it. If we are able to properly make use of technology and just to see that how can we balance the grid, the batteries have a role to play, the hydro plants have a role to play. And then if somebody wants to manually operate and manage the grid, that will become very difficult. So the technology has to be actually brought in the picture to control the grid, like 350 gigawatts of renewable power pumping in the system, and then balancing and then ensuring that we remain within the standard parameters, the grid safety, security. Everything has to be thought through.
Thomas Graham, Vice President, Energy and Materials Industry, Dassault Systems, and Mohammad Azamatullah, Sales Director, India, Dassault Systems discussed how rethinking energy and materials to create a sustainable future is paramount and the challenges faced in increasing energy production in India.
How does DS contribute to developing circular low carbon electricity, Thomas?
Okay, so we are present in both areas, both in nuclear and in renewables. So in nuclear, we are present in 2/3 of the world nuclear power plants, and 4 out of 5 new nuclear projects in the world use Dassault Systems solutions. So our solutions are here to ensure, first and foremost, the compliance of engineering to ever-tightening requirements, particularly in recent years, and also to ensure public acceptance. Beyond that, our solutions are used on the field to ensure that what has been engineered is being fabricated and constructed in an efficient and safe manner. Over recent years, we've had feedbacks from a number of our customers about the reduction of safety issues on the field during nuclear construction, because those nuclear projects involve thousands of workers working simultaneously, and this co-activity is one of the major topics we can tackle. And beyond that, after commissioning, our solutions are here to ensure that we keep a virtual twin of the physical plants always up to date, always able to be assessed versus new regulations or versus findings coming from the field. This applies to large nuclear construction projects, and we know that India is a leader in large nuclear power plants and nuclear construction, and also relates to small modular reactors that are a new approach to nuclear, where smaller reactors are fabricated in series in the controlled environment of a factory and then shipped on-site, installed, and module by module, the power is operated.
Piyush Srivastava, Chief, Natural Resources Division, Tata Steel, discussed the role of intervention of technology in the Indian mining industry and outlined how they have added higher productivity, higher safety, and higher scalability.
Technological intervention in the mining industry in the last 2 decades or so. You can see this fleet management system in the first left-hand corner. Proudly, we were one of the first companies in India to start this truck dispatch system, which is called at that point of time. Drones also are now being increasingly used. We have started using drones in the last 2-3 years. Diesel is one of the biggest, cost component in the open cast mines. We want to use LNG in place of diesel for fueling our the dumpers. Increasingly, the AutoCAD will be replaced by GIS for preparation of the mine plans. Surface miners will be used not just for the coal but also for the removal of the overburden without blasting. Slope stability radars are being used to assess the stability of the slopes in the open cast mines and give early alarms if there is any impending failure. The high wall mining is being used for last 2 months to extract coal from the coal locked in the boundary pillars. But with the paste technology probably coming up, we will be able to increase the extraction from somewhere around 50% to maybe 75%. Increasingly, the continuous miners are being used more and more in underground mines. Coming to open cast mines and the technology intervention there, I must admit in the open cast mines, we are probably at par with what is there in the world, the best in the world. Underground mines, there is of course some way to catch up. And this IoT, the robotics, the AI, the machine learning, all those are being, their usage is finding more and more increasing day by day. The drones are being used in a big way, not just for the survey and the measurements, but also for monitoring of the mines. We can, it's very useful tool for planning the haul roads. If you have to find the cut and fill volume for proposed haul roads, that can be done easily using the photogrammetry software.
Mission Ash, CEO, Geovia, Dassault Systems, and Tanuj Mittal, Sales Director, India, Dassault Systems, discussed if sustainable mining can be achieved, what are the underlying challenges, and also outlined the opportunities and solutions that are present in India's mining industry.
I think there's a couple of different ways to think about this. One is that I think mining has a wonderful opportunity to lead the sustainability conversation, because we're not only extracting minerals that go into a number of the technologies, a number of the products that we use to drive sustainability, but it also is the key user of some of those products. So, for example, we mine copper, we mine cobalt, lithium, etc., that goes into battery electric vehicles, goes into decarbonisation and different ways of storing energy. Yet at the same time, we can be one of the key users of that as we start to harness solar energy, wind energy, etc., for our own purposes. And so we create this circularity, or this, sort of closed loop concept around sustainability. And then secondly, I think as we do become more sustainable in the mining industry, we take that leadership mantle, we will become the sustainable minerals industry, because we will start thinking about ourselves not necessarily as just producing freshly mined minerals or materials, but in fact different ways of mining, urban mining, circular mining, where we might take materials back and reintroduce them as metals. So I think it will actually revolutionise the mining industry itself.
The event included an engaging panel discussion on how to meet the exponentially rising needs of the energy and material industry, while keeping innovations and initiatives aligned with the sustainable goals. Professionals brought forth several measures that can be taken in maintaining balance in meeting the rising needs of the E&M industry, whilst keeping an eye on the sustainability factor of these resources.
The fact remains that coal will be phased out. May not be now, maybe much later, because as we see, we are still using about 72% of power is generated out of coal today, and to bring it down to close to zero is not going to take decades. It's going to take many decades, multiple decades. So that will take time.
Technology can help you work with this uncertainty. So being able to adapt to unplanned events, being able to reschedule dynamically or in real time is something absolutely critical to adapt to raw material prices changes, to commodity price changing, to steel, to your market steel change is something that you can do.
We have developed a high strength steel which needs very low thickness in terms of the overall load bearing. So these products are in use nowadays, and we in JSPL also, we have developed so many products where we are utilizing steel in the best or effective manner. Like the total tonnage will be less, but the surface area will be very high.
The fuel, particularly coal, will require to be utilized very efficiently, and then the various parameters like the quality measurement, like the sizing of the coal, or the use of the surface miner, as Mr. Partha was telling us, that's a very effective, I will say, the strategy to really improve upon the quality of the coal.
Kamaljeet Singh, Sales Director, Energy and Materials, Dassault Systems, and Amit Gupta, Senior Manager, Energy and Materials, Dassault Systems, discussed the importance of the right digital foundation for business transformation and outlined the solutions to the sustainability challenges for the E&M industry.
Does anybody or Dassault geared up for such a solution? Number one. Do we have an integrated platform? Number two. Can we have a collaboration together with so many issues, so many challenges? Number four. Are we true? Can we deliver? Be true.
Yeah, thank you, Kamaljeet, for asking that question. And I'm very confident to say that Dassault Systems has been in the forefront of bringing a technology that is bringing about paradigm shift in the way companies are working. For the last 2.5 decades, Dassault Systems have engaged with our customers leaders in the market as strategic partners to develop the solution and enable and meet this initiative on an integrated platform. So let me bring your focus to the 3D experience platform, which started as an initiative almost a decade back, and today is poised as the right digital foundation to address these multiple challenges in an integrated way. To bring your focus, the compass basically gives us a direction how organizations can collaborate with each other and run these initiatives in parallel. To the left is what we see are the 3D modeling apps, which are basically using a system integrated approach, an integrated approach right from the design and the conceptualization phase. Coming to the southern quadrant, we see the virtual plus real, and as we spoke about embracing the digital aspect, digital twin is one of the key aspects today companies are adopting to mitigate the risk. And the V plus R quadrant, the solution in this particular quadrant, are enabling companies to extend the real world into the virtual world.
The event also featured dedicated breakout sessions on India's power and utilities sector, discussing the digitalization trends in power and utilities. The speakers also outlined Dassault System Solutions portfolio for power and utilities segment and how Dassault Systems and 3D Experience platform are helping companies in their sustainable transformation journey. A dedicated track on the oil, gas and chemical industry discussed how the current production facilities of the sector are capital intensive, requiring large investments throughout their life cycles to operate and maintain. Dassault System Solutions can help customers on maximizing the uptime of facilities by minimizing planned and unplanned disruptions. The metal industry track had industry experts diving deep into how digitalization and planning optimization helps the metal industry to meet the challenges of raw material availability, fluctuating demand, costs, and create a sustainable business. Mining is an essential industry that will provide key materials needed for countries' infrastructure development. The speakers of the mining track highlighted the mining trend in India and adaptability of global trends, as well as why it is one of the core sectors and prime growth driver of the Indian economy. Dassault Systems has been helping E&M companies to diversify into new ventures, increase their pace of innovation, improve organizational and infrastructure efficiency, and increase responsiveness by aligning product supply with changing priorities and demands of customer and society.
Sustainable transformation beyond digitalization of the energy, metal and mining sector in India. Presented by Dassault Systems, the 3D Experience Company.